Oh my gosh, Amna, you know how it goes. Every time we got to do these lives, there's never a dull
Yeah.
moment to getting the setup
Hmm.
going. I think it's just getting us ready to talk about our topic of emotional intelligence. So today we're talking about entrepreneurship, self-regulation, and emotional intelligence. I'm Dr. P, the founder and owner of Priscilla Kucer Consulting Solutions, and we work predominantly with microbusiness owners, helping them scale their business by learning strategies to improve their goals, their processes, and operations. And within my company, we have a training services department, and Amna is one of the trainers. Go ahead, Amna.
Hey y'all. My name is Amna. I'm one of the trainers with Dr. P.
Oh my goodness. Y'all have no idea how much she was talking before this, but that's she just want to be shy right now. That's Amna plays it shy for now. So Amna, what's our first question today, Amna?
So we talked about, you just mentioned it, self-regulation. What is it? Do you want to tell us a little bit more about it?
Sure. So, with self regulation is one of those components of emotional intelligence. And self regulation is about how we manage and how we control our emotions, specifically during stressful situations or difficult situations. So, as an entrepreneur, as a founder, as a business owner, oh my gosh, talk about stressful, right? The whole experience can be very stressful. And even becoming an entrepreneur is taking a big risk. We do take a risk to even become an entrepreneur, right? And when we're doing that, we go through a roller coaster of emotions. We go through moments when it's really good, then moments when it's really bad, when things work, when things didn't work out for us. So it's a back and forth. Sometimes the downs and the lows can be really low, and then sometimes those highs happen so quickly and go so quickly. So it's really a matter of trying to figure out, how do I manage those emotions? Because when we're happy, it's really great. And when we're happy, other people can tell we're happy. But it's when we're sad, when we're depressed, when we become frustrated, when we're angry, that unfortunately other people also feel it, right? Those people that are our employees, that are members of our team, or our loved ones, they tend to bear the brunt sometimes if we're not really paying attention of our emotions and if we're not managing our emotions, because being a business owner, it's really, we're looking at some high pressure problems. There is unpredictability at any point in time. Even with the best plan, things can happen and become so unpredictable. So as business owners, as entrepreneurs, we have to try not to let our emotions cloud our judgment and not make us go to impulsive behaviors. So, all you entrepreneurs are listening to this, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to those impulsive behaviors. Because the minute a social media marketing ad did not go how we wanted it to go, we get a little bit of information. We're like, okay, let's jump and do this other thing without really sitting down and thinking through that process. Or we're looking at maybe our balance sheet and we're like, oh my goodness, we're not making enough money, so let's just start selling this product, or let's run an ad for this thing, or let's go hire this person who's going to help us get in more sales. Maybe we should buy this software over here, buy these other 10 softwares, because we're trying to just grab at all of these straws, so to speak, and try to figure out which one of these is going to best fit the situation we have right now. But we're doing it so impulsively. We're not doing it with any plan, any strategy to it, because we're just doing it kind of like a knee-jerk response to the fact that something didn't work out for us, and we just want to do really quick and fix it. And we all know, as entrepreneurs, as business owners, when we have done those impulsive behaviors, they typically do not end in a positive way. It actually can put us in a much more worse situation than we were in before. So, being able to manage our emotions really is important as entrepreneurs, and it is a part of emotional intelligence.
Yep. So now you're talking about all the, like, how it happens and all this the scenario. Like whenever you're saying all these scenarios, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I think the key with this would be is just we accept that something is happening and things doesn't go right all the time. So accept that emotion, that you're frustrated or you're angry or things went wrong. Accept it. That would
Mhm.
be the first thing. to just get it out there and be like, okay, it happened. How can I go from here?
Oh, so now you're shifting our conversation into how can we regulate those emotions. Y'all didn't see how she
Yep.
did that, right? She's a little slick on how she's like, hey, I can now talk about how we regulate our emotions. So thanks so much for doing that, Amna. Like you said, that first part is accepting it. So how else
Mhm.
can we regulate our emotions?
So after we accept it, we start paying attention to how are we feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know one of the beautiful things that I've learned is try to name it. The more we expand our vocabulary, just like a language, the more words you know, the better you are in that language. So the more emotion the more you expand your emotion vocabulary, the better you are at naming it. Like you can't just make, for example, right now you're just like, I'm angry, I'm done. Maybe there are levels of being angry. There's like frustrated, annoyed, like a little bit more. There's like angry, mad. There's like furious. We don't want to get there. But like these things, like what, like learn how to, whenever you get to name it, you're gonna feel better about it, and you're gonna go into your tools of like, okay, which one that I can actually use now. And that will take me to the second one, which is learn more about your triggers. Like what are the things that triggering you? Is it like you had, maybe you overload yourself with meetings that one day, and you're like back to back meetings, and you didn't sleep well the night before, and guess what, you were triggered, and you made everyone's day just hell on earth. It was horrible. So how can you avoid getting there? And
So true.
right, it happened.
It does
Unfortunately,
happen. And
we've seen it.
we've
um
all seen it for sure. Those of
yep.
us who are entrepreneurs and business owners, we have lived it. And even before becoming a business owner and an entrepreneur, you've
Mhm,
either lived it in your previous job or you saw it with a previous boss of yours or previous manager or executive. We've
mhm.
seen that situation. So this is why it's important to learn how to regulate those emotions.
Like you know what, you probably wondered when some one day you're at work and someone comes in and they're just like horrible mood, and you're like, whoa, what
Mhm.
happened, what's going on? Do you want to be that person? We don't want to be that person, so that's why we're gonna go through like how can we avoid getting there.
Yes.
And one of the things is we need to tune in with our emotions. It's okay. Our emotions are like there to help us be better and do better. So listen to it and like see how it shows. Maybe if you're for example, whenever you're annoyed, you feel like your emails stop being short, or your conversation are like comes like sharp on the edges, like whenever you talk to people. Pay attention to these little things and how it goes. And that's more to go into this whenever I was talking to Dr. P about this earlier. More, we're gonna teach you more about these things in the upcoming summit that we have. And then as little as this last one sound, but it's so powerful. Sleep it off. Sleep it off. I know we probably, when we were like, whenever we see kids, we're like, oh my God, your kid is a cranky. I think they need a nap. Maybe we need a nap too. Because sometimes it's just because your emotions are like so heightened, so like you're just done.
Mhm.
And maybe you just need to unplug, just restart, sleep it off. By the time that you wake up, your judgment gonna be more objective to the whole thing. You're gonna have a clear vision. Your nerve system gonna be like more calm, so you'll have a better idea of like what's going on, and you'll be able to self-relegate much better.
Yes, because the whole act of sleeping it off is it sounds funny, but there's
Yep.
so much psychological benefit from that, and our brains can benefit from it because
Hmm.
sometimes as entrepreneurs we tend to work a little more hours in the day than we should be working, and especially staying out late at night or starting our day super early because there is this problem we're trying to solve. There is this project that we're working on, whether it is we're developing a new service, are we actually developing a new product? And we have a timeline, we have a deadline that we're trying to meet. And especially if you're working with investors and they're expecting things by a certain time, or even if you don't work with investors and you have your team and y'all are working towards a specific deadline because y'all already have it mapped out that This has to be by this point, followed by this, followed by that. And if we miss one of those deadlines, it's like, oh my gosh, we're going to throw the whole plan off and we're not going to launch this new product or new service when we wanted to. And it's all of this pressure we tend to put on ourselves. But in putting that pressure on ourselves, we're also not doing that self care of really managing our emotions and really looking at how we are negatively impacting our emotional intelligence when we're putting too much pressure onto ourselves and not
Hmm.
getting enough sleep. We do need to take a nap. Sometimes you just got to take that nap for 2 hours or 3 hours, or might even sleep for 10 hours. And when you wake up, I mean, the 10-hour one is not a nap anymore, but when you wake up from that 10 hours, you feel so much better, and the clarity that comes with it, right? Maybe it came to you in the dream, or maybe it came to you the minute you open your eyes, that you were staring at
Hmm.
something for 20 hours and it didn't make any sense. But you got that sleep and you're
Hmm.
like, oh my gosh, yes, I know what I need to do. And you go out there and you're able to work it, and you don't have to wait another 20 hours, right? We're able to solve those
Hmm.
problems. And that makes a huge, huge difference. So I like that one. I like the one of just, sleep it off. We gotta
And you
take
know
some naps.
what? Even if you can't sleep it off, I know someone's gonna be like, "Well, I'm working. How can I sleep it off? I can't take a nap." Well, do something that you like. Unplug for a little bit. You like, you know what? 15 minutes of break are there for a reason. You're like, I just need to walk outside and breathe some air. I need to eat a snack. Do something to unplug from that constant thinking that you're doing, and that will break the cycle and make you feel better.
Yeah. It's all about getting that clarity. It's all about
Hmm.
self-regulation, right? Because that's what our topic today
Yep.
is: self-regulation, emotional intelligence, and entrepreneurship. The entrepreneurship ride is so much fun. The highs, the lows, the in-betweens. It is packed with so many emotions, because we're not just dealing with our emotions as it relates to the business that we're now starting out, that we're building, that we're growing, but we also have our personal lives. And we also
Hmm.
have emotions that happen within that personal life. So it could be something joyous that's happening in our personal lives and we bring it into work. Or it might be something that is not so joyous, something negative might be happening, especially if you had an argument with your significant other, or with one of your children, or with one of your parents, or a sibling. That can trickle into what your work day is going to look like as an entrepreneur. So that's
Hmm.
why we really wanted to share some information on the importance of being able to manage and control our emotions, or in other words, self regulation for entrepreneurship. Is there anything else you wanted to add, Amna?
I think that would be it. Just I would say, no matter where you are, just be more in sync with your feelings, and see, listen to yourself, because your emotions is your body is telling you there's something, and listen to it
Yeah, we gotta listen
and
to our
regulate
bodies.
relegate it.
Yeah, we got to
Yep.
regulate. You definitely got
Yep.
to regulate. And you want to learn more about how you can do the self-regulation for yourself, what are different tips and strategies, and really how you can engage in that process. You got to check out our summit that we have coming up on emotional intelligence. If you go to the company's website, which is www.drpksolutions.com, we're going to drop a link in the chat where you could find out some more information. I said in the chat, out of habit. We're gonna drop a link in the comments. There's so many technologies I use, Amna. I'm like, drop a link in the
Yep.
chat. Drop a link in the
Watch it.
comments. I'm like, what chat? As you're going on. I'm like so pumped up here. Um, so I put the link in the comments so that you can learn more about our upcoming summit on emotional intelligence. You really don't want to miss this, because we're going to be sharing not just self-regulation, but the other components of emotional intelligence. You can check out our library on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Facebook to see our previous videos that we've done on emotional intelligence, and join us again in about 2 weeks, where we're going to be bringing you some more information about emotional intelligence and entrepreneurship. Did I miss anything,
Yep.
Amna?
You got it all covered.
All right. She's my support. Y'all don't know how much she preps me before we come on here. So helps me look good. Hey. Thank you so very much, Amna. It's teamwork here. So thank
You do
y'all
the
so
same.
very much for joining us. I'm Dr. P, and
Amna.
So we are happy that you were able to join us. And I'm the founder and owner of Priscilla Kucer Consulting Solutions. Remember, solutions plus actions equals results.